bunch of things since my last console video. I got my bump stop in on the other side, so both sides are done on the bump stops, and I even threw a bit of paint on them. And I also finally got, if you saw in my T-case video there, me climbing around up in the attic, that was me looking for my tranny jack attachment. This drops on the tranny jack, and then I can adjust to get my T-case clocked properly and in there without dropping it. It was like 60 bucks. I'll throw a link in the description for one. You got to take your tranny in or out, or T-case in or out 1 or 2 times. It's paid for. I might weld a couple little extra tabs on there because it moves around a little more than I like, but that's okay. I also got my new Dana 300 mount here from Dustin at Backdoor Fab. This will grab all of the bolts on the output, the 4 on the other cover. My shift rails come out here, so I'm going to make some little tabs on either side and make a bushing mount kind of like this one. I might actually, you can see mine only held the bottom 3 bolts, so that one holds a lot more bolts. I might repurpose this one for my tranny mount and keep it the same width. Other sweet thing I'm super stoked on is swung by Princess Auto, which is Canada's version of Harbor Freight, and 59 bucks. Rack with all of the wire. Use as intended. I don't know what else you'd intend to do with it, but either way, gonna fix some of the wiring in my panel there, run some longer wires. Nice to have a little kit. I can wall mount it. Works killer for a guy with a tiny shop like me. So we're gonna open up this bad boy. 324 feet of wire, some tape, the rack, spools. It was 10 to 17 bucks a spool for wire, and I got 14 spools for 59 bucks. Score. Can't complain about that. So we're going to pull that console out and see about running some wires here. So just working on a little bit of this electrical panel. I figured I'd film this because for once in my life I use heat shrink. Nice. Got this mounted up with a couple ends on it, and got the can mounted in there. I'm gonna go run the wires up right now, bolt this plate in, and hook a few of these up, and onwards and upwards. The good news out here in the shop today is my lights finally showed up. I've mentioned them in the past couple of videos. I've been waiting on them. They were clearly on a slow boat from China. These bad boys. Sealed. I was looking at rocklights on Amazon. They're 60, 80 bucks. All of the manufacturers now know that they're going on expensive rigs, so anything called rocklights they want to charge a quote-unquote premium for. So I did some searching and found these bad boys. These are truck box lights, and in theory you run them down either side of your box, and there's actually 2 identical ones like this. They are 6 LED pods. There's 2 feet of wire between each one, so each strand is 8 feet long with a level, or with a switch. There's a second set right there. Best part, 18 bucks. That's Canadian. I'll put a link in the description. They'll be even cheaper on US Amazon. So it took 3 weeks, but my plan here is 4 lights under the rig, or rock lights, and the other 4 are going to be my interior lights. I'm going to put a couple in the footwells, a couple back here, and I don't do a ton of night wheeling out here. It gets pretty nasty in the woods after dark, but when you do get stuck out there, man, does it suck when you don't have lights. And I know I said I was thinking about putting 4 lights inside, 4 underneath. Changed my mind, and I'm going to order another set. I'm going to put 4 down one side, 4 down the other side, and then I'll have another pack for my interior lights. But just finally put power to my whole big rat's nest here, and so I gotta mount my rock lights, but they're there. They're not stupid bright, but out in the woods at night, I think they're gonna throw a bit of light. Of course, I got those big old bad boys in the front there that were freebies out of the metal bin, and so that's good. Well, we're gonna call the console project finished. Got the decal on there, cut the handle off so it doesn't clatter so much, and got all my switches in. Apparently I've only got 10.9 volts in my battery, but labels aren't right, so this is my onboard air. I got my Baja Design headlights, and then I've got my rock lights, which it's bright in my shop right now, but yeah, it's just zippy tied on there, but they were cheap. I got two there, and still waiting on some more lights for my interior lights, and then I got my winch on the end, and the zombie light switch doesn't do anything, but this project is done. My shop is an absolute disaster, but finally got the console all buttoned up because it is time to get into Dana 300. There's my old case. Here's my crusty new case. Sprayed some lube on the bolts the other day. I'm going to clean up this bomb that went off and start tearing into that thing. So tune in to the next video here, and you'll get to see me rip that case apart, put my 32 spline stuff into it, mod the... Well, I'm going to transfer over my shift rails as well because I've got the front dig. I can show you the difference between some stock shift rails and the modified ones, and I'll be putting my plate back on, getting it all together here. I'm still waiting on Dustin with my new cover that I designed, and then figure out some mounts. We'll get her back in and back out on the trail. So stay tuned. If you're building a Dana 300 or even have one and wanting to upgrade it, tune in. I'll try to show some of it. Keep in mind, I'm not a real mechanic. I don't have a press. It's hokey as fuck, but get her done. Wheel and season's ticking away.